I've been working on getting the moulds made up for the resin pieces, and as you can see that's well underway. At the moment we've got the head, that's a hip piston piece there. We've got a couple of spine pieces, that's a first coat, you can see how it's quite a thin coat. And that's the arm cuff tucked in the shadow back behind there. That is all 5 fingers made up in a mould box. We've got the hand plate there in that little Tupperware container. That's the lower leg, or the shin piece. And we've got the lower torso cover. Whilst I've been waiting for that sort of stuff to set, I've been cycling through each piece, the leftover mixture as it thickens, to sort of reinforce the extra pieces as it goes, so that I'm minimising and cutting back down on any of the likely wastage of material that I've got. And it's working quite well so far. So in those moments where I've been waiting for it to set and the silicone to harden, I've decided to revisit the aluminium components again. I'm going to have a look at the eyes and see if I can do a bit more finishing details on the head. I still need to work out the side covers in terms of the gearbox components that are going in there. So I've taken his eyes out temporarily so that I can work on getting the eye rig sorted out. And part of that is actually making up the lens parts. I'm not actually doing a closing iris on this one, but what I've decided to do, the last one I did, I used a very dark glass, dark red glass, which was almost black, and I want to maintain the red aspect to the eyes even when the LEDs are off. So what I've done is I've found a bike reflector, push bike reflector, that's got a nice pattern in there that matches very closely the type of pattern that it should have. It's a little bit too harsh on its own, and I think whilst that looks okay, it's a little too much of the push bike lens effect. So I've made a secondary lens that's going to go over the top of that. You can see that one just there, that will diffuse that lens and make it a little bit more appropriately shaped for the eye. And quite literally that will be attached with a clear epoxy to the top of it, and it breaks up the interior and gives it a bit more of a lensed effect. It's a little hard to see in that picture, but I've actually got the red lens recessed back into the eye a little bit, which gives enough room for the actual plastic lens to actually sit on the top. So that's the effect that you end up with. So depending on the angle that you're on there, you can't see the red, and then as you sort of come around, you get that broken up, diffused lensing inside the eye, which is kind of what I'm after. I'm not entirely going to know what it looks like until I get an LED in there, but just for the general look of it, I'm pretty happy with the way that looks at the moment. Back when I did the tie kit, I did a similar sort of effect with the making of the lenses for the eyes. It's a pretty simple technique. I've basically just got a glue stick, and I just heat up the end of the glue stick with a lighter. Then I attach a piece of Perspex to it. Once that sets, it's just a matter then of grinding it into the rounded shape and then putting a curve on the top surface of it, and giving that clear Perspex a polish back to a nice shiny surface, so that you can see through it and see that underlying piece. I'm still working on the test rig on how I want the movement to be. I've got to come up with some servos so that I can, at the very least, I want to get a left and right movement, but I'm hoping to possibly get an up and down movement in the eyes as well, and I'm still fiddling around with that. So I've just made a test rig there that has the same internal dimensions of where the eyes sit in the front of the skull in relation to the mounting piece at the back. So those measurements are the same. So hopefully, once I work out the rig here and how it works, it should translate into the skull fairly easily. Kind of like the idea of being able to set the eyes up. So even though when he's standing in his fixed pose and not moving at all, that I have some sort of tracking system that as somebody walks past or something like that, that the eyes can actually track the person. I haven't quite worked out how to do it yet, and I've been having a look around at some of the other videos online. So if anybody's got a suggestion or they know of a video that actually outlines the how-to aspect of it, I'd love to see it. So again, just post a comment in the comment section below, let me know about that. But anyway guys, that's the update for this time. Hope you like this one. Talk to you next time.